I grew up at age of 10. In my village was only 4 grades of elementary school. I have to go in another town for the rest. And I was living family at age of 10. And I saw the tears on my father's eyes. He said, son, you are leaving family too early. You are not ready yet to face the world. But because you are leaving anyhow, I would like to give you some advice. First, learn every day something new. And secondly, if you ever get a job, do your best every day. And be associated with the people who know more than you do. And that's what I did. I worked in so many wineries in California, and I came in to get their experience and their knowledge. And I followed his advice. And if I ever live, I will possibly repeat what my father told me. Learn something new every day, and be associated with people who know more, and what you do, your best every day. I think that as my life with wine is so long, wineries that I worked for in United States. And first was Lee Stewart, and I learned everything from him. I absorbed everything because I needed as immigrant. My only value was knowledge. So after harvest, he was not needed me. I switched to the Christian Brothers down in St. Helena, and I learned about champagne making, everything what they knew. And I absorbed lots of knowledge, how to manage. In the morning, people will come in, everybody will start working. It was no time lost to tell this, you do this, you do that. It was perfectly organized company that I learned organization from Christian Brothers. And then I heard at Christian Brothers there is a 100 church dean of California winemaking. And I was so nervous that I want to meet him. And when I met him, I started to talk to him in broken English, and he started to talk back to me in Croatian language, because he was an immigrant from Russia that graduated in Czechoslovakia, agronomy, and then they switched him to Croatia. And he was making a living by dancing and singing, and that he had perfect Croatian, even better than me. And that was beginning of my happy life in America when I met Andre Čelić. After Chateau Montelena, I felt that why did I come to America? To work for somebody or work for myself? And I get the opportunity, I get offer from Mr. Austin Hills that if we become partners, I have knowledge and I'll put that in company and he'll put money. And we start Grgich Hills. I get 50% of the shares, and he gets 25, and his sister 25. So Grgich Hills was established happily. I show you the picture when we broke ground for the winery, 4th of July. That was a happy day for me that I started new life in America and started there and rush on. Since first year that we make wine in Grgich Hills and we sold wine, we did not lose a penny. From year one until 40 years now, we never had a year that we was not making profit. Which is shame to make profit, but that's the business for. However, my business was mainly because of the pride in quality. I have something born with me that I was always looking for top quality, and our wine was recognized immediately, and it was big demand for that short volume that we made, and price was always $10 in those days, a bottle of wine. That was lots of money. Money that we borrow from Austin Hills, that's the first and only that we borrow some money. And his sister was $500,000. And we paid off in 10 years with interest. We've been clear. And we made profit every year. And then we bought Yanceville Vineyard with the old Victorian, 72 acres. And that vineyard was planted the year that I came to America. So that vineyard still exists, old Cabernet Sauvignon, and quality is top. And that one English writer came to see us and tasted that wine. She wrote in a French magazine 7 pages about that old Cabernet planted on a day that I came to America. For me, was first news that Paris tasting is something important came by telegram from Jim Barrett, who happened to be in Paris on the tour with Joe DePew, other Golitzin winemakers group. He sent us a wire. We won in the Paris. But what did we win? I have no idea. And then New York Times letter called me to want to interview me. And I was scared. I said, what did I do wrong? Because what they write in the papers is always looking for something wrong. I said, you didn't do anything wrong because your wine won in Paris tasting. And we would like to interview you, and we'll come tomorrow to interview you. 3 of the journalists came to Calistoga. Never journalists came to Calistoga before. So they told me the whole story about Paris tasting. And of course, that was the happiest days of my life. Actually, Paris tasting, I guess, has happened because I made 1972 Chateau Montelena Chardonnay that was tasted in San Diego and was publicized, that beaten 3 best French Chardonnays. That was year before. And that was possibly that Spurrier idea that he will compare with the French American, because he heard already that there is some good wines in America. And one English international wine connoisseur came to taste wine. One was in barrels. I climbed up the barrels and went thief and gave him, and he looked at me and then smelled it again and looked at me, and he said, "Mike, I can tell you, I never in my life have tasted as good even in France." That was before Paris tasting. But that I could make wine like that is all my education and experience, which I have before. There was nobody that knew so much. Lee Stewart, Christian Brothers, Andre Chelsev, Robert Van Dave. They all know something about their wine, but I knew about everybody's wine. All my life, I had attitude, winning. I never had attitude, difficulty or losing or something. It was winning, so that we really have not difficulties, we have happiness. After we made contract with also Hills and his sister, we create M&V management. When I started Grgich Hills, I was president of Grgich Hills. I was president of M&V management. I was winemaker. I was vineyardist. I was sales manager. I was all titles in me. I will put in the vein wine and deliver in San Francisco down to the Carmel. And that was easy. As volume increased, we hired a manager, sales manager. And that sales manager was enough for a while. And then after that, we have to hire assistant to sales manager. And now, at this moment, we have directors, not sales. They are called directors. And directors of the sale and director of the public relations, director of the accounting. So we changed from my Grgich little shepherd to the directors. It's a miracle, but it is a success story that I'm very proud of it. I don't really think there's anything that any decision was wrong. The best decision, I can talk about winning, not about losing, that we bought 5 vineyards, 365 acres, and we switched from cultivation of the vineyard with Napa Valley style, using chemicals, spraying insecticide, pesticide, we switched to organic. And in our vineyard, we have little houses for the birds that they live there and they pick the bugs. and we have chicken coop on the wheels, and we roll through the rows of the vineyards, and as they go forward, they pick the bugs. So I get the eggs. So it's we have done improvement in vineyard, and lucky that all our wines are produced in our own vineyard under our own supervision, and they are all produced organically. We even, for a while, was using biodynamic and organic. And it's wonderful that we do make natural wine with a natural yeast. At the beginning, we buy from laboratory yeast. Our grapes now bring us the natural yeast, and those natural yeast ferments our wine, so that we even switch it to the cases where we put bottles after bottle in the brown, which is recycled material. We use recycled material, and we would use solar system on top of our winery, so that we get all electricity by solar system, and that atmosphere of that we are part of the Napa Valley, part of the vineyard, our own vineyard. And we employ about 60 people, make living in our. So that's the biggest pride of me, that I'm going organic, and that I'm giving job to about 50 people. I believe yes. It's not easy. I went step by step, and I was not tired, switching from one place to better place to better place, always winning. And all my desire is that these Grgich Hills, which has been now, we are going to celebrate 40th anniversary, so that is company that from beginning thought that this is not just moment of event or moment, it's for a long time. The Grgich Hills will be around for a long time, generation after generation. I get idea about book. I have taught my daughter and Evo and everybody in the winery to do a good job every day, what my father told me. So, yeah, I requested everybody to do exactly what my father wanted me to do. And that I thought, but that will disappear if I pass away. So I get idea, I'm going to put 90 years of my life in it. Not story like Battle Shock, but real things, real life of my Grgich is in it. And in that 92 years, I have many miracles which I achieved or was coming to me. And this book is full of miracles, because life can be full of miracles, and I have proven to it.